All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. GMS Louisiana Saints back at you with another live lesson. Before we go any further, we're gonna face the east. Give infinite honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Harakatabash.
double honors to the prophet Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well and are worthy of that double honor. Peace and blessing to you. I keep pushing out this truth across the four corners during this last section of time, man. Shalom. All right, as we jump back into it, another prophetical day, man. All right, Esau is up to his same old tricks again, man. Ushering in and taking moves to usher in that RFID chip, man. That Revelation 13 and 16, man. His moves are strategic right now, specifically to set in and persecute you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes with this chip, man. All right, you got it, brother.
All right, so Revelations 13, start at verse 10, says, "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity."
That's right. Who led you so-called Native Americans? Was you Israelites over here through the transatlantic slave trade, man, on a ship called Sweet Baby Jesus, man. All right, totally defiled you, took away your nationality, took away your heritage, took away your true culture, man, from you, man. Stripped you of all those things, man. Well, you still have sharks patrolling on that line, on that same path, searching for blood till this day, man. From you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, man. So he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, man. The Lord is not unrighteous to get the things that you've done, man. And the blood that you spilled. Go ahead, Doc.
It says, "He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword."
That's right. Revelation 6 and 4, man. That red horse, all right, and to him was given a great sword, man. The fatness of heaven, the dew of the earth, man. All right. That's what you were given, Esau, but it was only for a temporary rental blessing, man. That time is expiring when expiration date is soon up to come. Even when you got bills in the earth, man. When that expiration date is to come, you get frantic, you get on go mode. All right, and that's how Esau is trying to fulfill that enterprise. You got it, huh?
It says, "Here is the patience and the faith of the saints." Right? "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon."
That's right, man. Spake as a dragon. Those two horns going into that Democratic, all right, and those Republicans, man. All right, because as ancient Rome is reincarnated back into America, you have the same taxes used in ancient Rome here in America, man. You got the political system, all right. They upgraded their military, all right, those iron teeth. But guess who's still in their subjection and their wrath, man? So-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, man. All right, because he knows with you in slavery, he's at the top spot, man. You're his workers. You're his laborers. All right? You're his slaves, man. As long as you have slaves, the kingdom's gonna be fulfilled, man. All right?
That's big play that he covers himself.
That's right, all right. That's big play. You got it, right?
And it says, "And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed."
Right. The first beast being that Roman Empire, man. Worshiping it through what? America's a reincarnated, refurbished Roman Empire, man. All right? Political system, the judicial system, those three unclean frogs, man. All right? Their military, their bread and circus, even down to the policies they have are specifically aligned to stronghold you Israelites, man, to keep you in a chokehold, to keep you financially in debt, to keep you a sheep, a goyim, man, like Rabbi Fickinson said. Man. All right, you got that. You got some more. You got it.
Not finish it.
All right.
Straight to the point. It's right. On to verse 16, and it says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a carousing in their right hand or in their forehead."
That's right, and that's Esau's enterprise, man. That's his NWO. That's his Georgia gospel. That's his thing that he's willing to die for, man. That he's going to. He put out a power and rulership for, man. For that evil thought and that evil enterprise that he's trying to fulfill on the planet Earth right now, man. Job 9 and 24. These Amalekites, these kites, man, they are in full unity to take you jigs down, man. All right? They are in full, they're hand in hand. There's nothing, they've crossed their T's, dotted their I's when it comes to what they're trying to fulfill, man.
They want the 12 tribes obliterated, man, off the face of the earth.
That's right.
All right, Psalms, right on what you said. Psalms 137 and 7. "Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, destroy it, even to the foundation thereof." That's to completely eradicate somebody. To destroy something to the foundation thereof, that's basically to wipe it off the earth. I'll bring you up.
Right, to wipe it off of the earth. And with this milk that you Jacob taking, man, this juice, like this juice that you Jacob taking, man, that's just another biological weapon, man, that Esau is gonna use because you just can't, and you're not thinking spiritual with this. You're only seeing a temporary benefit of this. Oh well, I get to go back and return to the things I used to do. I get to go out to a party. I get to go celebrate Halloween. Get to go in the stores and get the things I need for Christmas. All right. But in the long run, what's going to happen? That covenant that you made with Esau by taking that juice is going to backfire on you, man. And we're seeing the ways, the underlying things that this devil is doing with this juice that's going to make it backfire in you Israelite space, man. That multi-headed beast, man. That's within you, you Jake, man. Little do you know, you got it, man. Yeah, bro.
Right. Revelation 6 and 4, it says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Power was given to him to sit thereon, man. By the Most High, Yahweh Shimon Shai gave Esau this power. But this appointed time to do what? Take peace from you Israelites. And how is he doing that? You can't go into an average local supermarket, gas station, bank, all right, without so-called restrictions, without something being mandatory that you require that you take it, man, in order to do business. Is that not taking peace from you Israelites? All right? Because peace is what? Rest. Peace is
security.
Yeah. So with him implementing these certain laws, that's taking away the comfort from you Israelites, man. You're secure, your sense of security. But yet you still push forward because what John tells you, you all be a father of the devil. You're putting your best foot forward to Esau's in this instead of doing it for the truth.
I don't want to see it, but it says, this Ezekiel 16 is another one I could do, but I'm going to do this. Ezekiel 16 and 33. It says, they give gifts to all whores, but thou givest thy gifts to all thy lovers, and hires them, that they may come unto thee on every side for thy whoredom. As you Israelite, you got it up?
That's right.
That's what you literally just said, bro.
Not.
You got it.
It says, oh, you can read the letter and again out.
All right, this is Ezekiel 16 and 33. It says, they give gifts to all whores, but thou, Israel, givest thou thy gifts to all thy lovers, and hirest them, that they may come unto thee on every side for thy whoredom.
That's right, man. You giving your gifts up to what? These other nations, man. Esau is willingly, like literally, Jake is debating his cause just like we're going out on the highways and byways, debating the word of the Lord, being defenders of the gospel. Jake is out there defending this so-called juice, man.
Yes.
That's
being a spiritual whore.
Yep. It's in the mouth of Big Mama. It's in the mouth of Pops. All right. Why you ain't take? Why? What's wrong with you? You crazy? You're not gonna protect yourself. That's what my mom's trying to tell me, man. Protect myself, man. All right. I need to secure myself, my wellness, my well-being by taking this juice, man. You know, that's a bugged out statement, but we know, you know what I'm saying. Our parents say things like that.
Yeah. Backing you up.
They say things like that, man. You got it.
Backing you up. That's a point the Lord making with that precept. He basically saying, I remember that chapter. He was like saying, average prostitute or whatever have enough sense to do that work to get the reward, but the Israel is doing the work and giving the reward away. So you already whoring yourself out, and you giving the person you supposed to be charging gifts.
Yeah.
I got your precept for that.
You got it, bro.
Here's Isaiah 52:3. But thus saith Yahweh, you have sold yourselves for naught, and you shall be redeemed without money. Like they sold themselves for the things of this world to be like the fucking heathen, which is our vanity.
Right up. Hey.
I got you. No, go ahead with yours. I got you one.
All right, it's Jeremiah 2 and 11. It says, hath the nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods? But my people have changed their glory for that which does not profit, man. So here you got all this glory. You got the truth. You got the ability to be in your right mind, come back to your nationality, know your enemy, know the history of the scriptures, this mercy, this truth. But you changing that for something which is not profit, man. You giving your glory away to your enemy, to your oppressor. And guess what he's going to do? he's gonna suck you dry like a mosquito, man. And you're gonna be looking all drained and all sore, full of petrified wounds. All right, when that time comes for Judgment Day, man. But it's gonna be too late then. You gotta know.
Right, and it's speaking just bagging the brother up. It's talking about Israel, but it, like I said, you know, Israel, the northern and southern kingdom, to two sisters, basically, a holla and a hollabah, right? We're talking about the nation of Israel. So I'm gonna skip to the point. Ezekiel 23 and 21. So if you hear that name, you know what we're talking about. Ezekiel 23 and 22. Therefore, O Ahalabah, you know, talking about the Lord's people, talking about us. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will raise up thy lovers against thee, from whom thy mind is alienated.
I will raise up thy lovers against. So all the people that you gave your love,
That's what the word is.
yeah, that's what, because when you a whore, you do what? You give up. You searching for love in all the wrong places, man. You going to sleeping with this one, sleeping with that nation, adopting their guys, adopting their guys, and then you come back and try to go to your power, but you're a whore. You labeled a whore now, man.
Eat from all them trees, eat from all them different trees. The Lord commanded us not to eat from.
Different philosophy, man, and that's what Jake does. They could lie down in bed with Kemet, lie down in bed with Egyptology, lie down in bed with.
Sometimes trying to mix them up.
Yeah,
they come up with their own. Their own thing.
Random shit.
I've been watching Seinfeld. It seems like his egg about to crack. You know, it sounds like this truth about to crack his little egg. But go ahead.
Yeah, he made a video talking about we're the most underrated, some shit like that, most underrated Israelite group out there.
Yeah, he basically praised the apostle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, great bill song. Yeah. And the last part it says, and I will bring them against thee on every side. That's it.
Man. Your love is gonna turn against you, man. Because we know Jake loved Esau, love to be like Ishmael, love to be like Moab, want to jump on all click hopping on all these other nations, except your own, man. A turncoat to the Lord, man. The Lord is the one that's showing you the most mercy, man. The Lord is the power over all these other nations, man, and their gods. That's why it says how the nation changed their gods, which yet no gods. All right, but Israel changed their glory for that which not profit, man. And we're seeing the unprofitable things our people are doing, man.
One more while. Yeah. 2 Corinthians 15:47. Woe be unto thee, thou rich. Who is that rich? What the brother talking about, right? You 2/3, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom. And how do you deck your daughters in whoredom? By raising them up into this Babylonian custom, man, into this Edomite way of life. All right, that's how you decorate your daughters, your sons and your daughters into this way of life. That's why the Lord had to undecorate us out of this American mindset, right? And decorate us with what? The spiritual sword, the spiritual shield and buckler and so on and so forth, right? So it says, and has decked thy daughters in whoredom. And it's spiritually speaking, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee.
Hey, and just personal testimony, my daughter's, her mother, right? I was supposed to get her for a weekend, this weekend, and I do the work and then I'll get her after, right? So I'm like, well, I hit her mom's up. I'm like, well, I told you days before, months before, I was going to get my little girl on these certain days, right? So Eve just goes into whole beast mode saying, well, you never said that, you never thought of that. So I had to get screenshots on her and say, look, well, I'm going to circle at this time where I actually said it to you at, so you don't have to be like an animal no more. I ain't tell that to her, but I'm really thinking in my mind, like, really literally getting down and technical with it. Like, this time, this date, I told you I was going to get my little girl. So she was like, oh, well, no, nah. You ain't going to get her. I'm taking her to Halloween this weekend. So she deliberately goes on social media, dressed my daughter up as a witch for Halloween, got the whole little ordeal on her, literally decking her daughter, decorating her in whoredom, man, to please the society, to say what? You spent some time with her on a Halloween, man? But the Most High is going to make all this stuff come to a head, man. All these people that's getting over the children of Israel, the Most High seed, man, the children, you're going to pay for that, man.
That's your piece of
You got it, man.
This Hosea, chapter 4, verse 17. Ephraim is joined to idol. Let him alone. Their drink is sour. They have committed whoredom continually. Rulers with shame do love give you. Halloween doing all that bullshit is committed as high treason, high idolatry. The wind have bound her up in her wings, and they shall be ashamed because of their sacrifice. She's gonna be ashamed, right? Because when she dressed your daughter up in that bullshit, that was her sacrificing the idols, man.
Yeah.
That's her keeping them customs, man.
Right. You got
The word, right? It's a word alienated thing. Ezekiel, which is
Ezekiel, I think that was 16 and 30 something.
It's a Google definition. It's alienated. It's a property transferred to the ownership of another person or group. Right? Well, that's what the Lord allowed to happen to the nation of Israel, man. He allowed you to be transferred to the ownership of Esau, right? All these other heathen nations. It says cause someone to feel isolated or estranged, because we are isolated without our power, right? It says to become unsympathetic or hostile, and it's the one right. It says transfer ownership or property rights, and it says transfer, convey, pass on, hand over, devolve. Right? So you're being devolved, you're being put in a lower state when you get alienated from the Lord, man.
Yes.
That's right, because all this stuff is to null and void, man. They celebrating these holidays. What has that gotten Israel? That's gotten you nothing over time, over the process of time, man. No profit from all those things.
More fucked up. Let me get this is Jude 1 and 5, the bag what D-Raz just said. It says, I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this. And the brother brought out to what the bring the definition out again. It says to degenerate, right? Or to de-evolve or something like that. You see that, right?
The synonym of alienate, it says to devolve.
To devolve. That's why the scripture says, though we once knew this, to put us in remembrance, at one upon a time we were here. And as we became alienated through captivity after captivity, where we at now? We underground. We ain't even at the bottom. we are at the fucking bottom, man. And all our enemies trample upon our necks, man. That's all I want to say about it.
I got another. This is spiritual here.
All right.
This is Sirach 9:6. Give not thy soul unto harlots, that thou lose not thine inheritance. Keep it.
And them harlots, you wanted that one, right?
Yeah.
Well, I got you. Why you getting that one? I got you back. Yeah, them harlots is these other nations, man. Them harlots are those trees that we were instructed to not partake to not eat off of, spiritually speaking. And what do our people do? The Lord tell you to go right,
I'm gonna go left.
I'm gonna go left. And that's what we did, and we had to find out the hard way. So here it is in 2021. We the slaves. Go ahead out.
Look not round about in the streets of the city, neither wander thou in the solitary place thereof. Turn away thine eye from a beautiful woman.
And that beautiful woman was glorified in this society. We always liken it to the lady in the red dress, but that's figuratively speaking, though, because this society paints a picture of this life. When you think about a beautiful woman, it's fine, I want her, I just gotta have a piece of it. That's not the way they paint the American pie. As this beautiful ass woman. Okay.
That's what Eve said in the garden. It was pleasant to her eyes.
Pleasant to look upon. Yeah. You got it.
And look not upon another's beauty.
And that's what y'all are doing. You seeing how the heathens are prospering. That's why the Lord said, envy not the wicked. You see how these heathens are prospering. So you want to turn away from your husband, right? That's what makes you a whore. You want to turn away from your Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and you want to be like the rest of these heathens. You want to have a smooth face. You want to have the blonde hair. You want to have all the tattoos all over you. These are heathenistic customs. You know what I'm saying? You want to go get the juice. That's a heathenistic custom. Is there any law in the Bible that commands the children of Israel to take a goddamn juice, man?
Let's say the opposite of that.
It's the opposite.
Polar opposite of that.
You got it. I just beg you want to do what you want.
For many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman.
Ooh,
The seed, man, and that deceit is just like from the garden, man. Those philosophers, and not ironically, but spiritually, who was there in that garden? That spirit, man. And who's that spirit that's ruling over the planet Earth right now, man? Making you people to go away from your power, which is not, and turn to the beauty gaze at the beauty of these other nations, which is no beauty at all, man. It's just a mirage. You got that. You know?
But here what love is killing is fire.
That's right.
This Lamentations 2:15. It says, all that passed by clapped their hands at feet. They hissed and wagged their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty?
Yeah, man. Looking at you like, man, are these the lost chosen people?
Ain't nowhere in hell.
Ain't nowhere in hell. This motherfucker dressed up as a vampire. She bugging out. She can't wait for
This
Christmas.
Negro got a dress on.
Swallow
His
that
nails,
nigga.
man. There's no way this belongs.
Pink hair.
The joy of the whole earth.
Hey, and the scriptures tell you that these have surpassed that of the wicked, man. So all the stuff that Esau gives to you,
But they say the joy of the whole earth. Who are the most entertaining nation on the planet?
Israelites.
Who is the salt of the earth?
Israelites. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
That's why they exploit us so much. You know, we're the best at making other people money. We're the best at making the white man, the Arabs, the Chinese, and every other heathen nation. We're the best at making them money, but we can't make our own.
Right. So-called coaches want to build up their team, build up their establishment. They go to big and they say, what? No, we're going to sit down with the mom couch and try to get you at our university, our school, only to extort you, to get hurt, to make their hurtful work come to the light, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't want to.
It says, Lamentations 2:16, all thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we look for. We have found and have seen it.
Hey, and how have they swallowed you up, man? With their customs of the heathen, with this court system, with all the wiles of this devil, holidays. That's why Jake was fucking swallowed up. Literally. You can't tell, Jake, you can't tell moms there's nothing about Christmas, nothing about these holidays.
Yeah, just in the way of thinking, man, this westernized mindset is that's the worst of all of them, man. Because when you control the mind, you control everything else, man. And that's one thing Esau knows about our people. He got y'all minds, man. Or the scripture call it your hearts. You know what I'm saying? Right in Job, what y'all saying. Job chapter 19, verse 15. Job chapter 19, verse 15, it says, they that dwell in mine house and my maids, right, our servants, count me for a stranger. I am an alien in their sight. Go ahead, I am right what you were saying.
Count me as a stranger. I'm an alien as us, and these are supposed to be our servants, man. They're looking at you like you nothing, man. Like you, they're over us so much and lording over us so much. They see us as the stranger, man.
Outside the Illuminati, it's unimaginable for everybody under the elite to see that we're the children of Israel. Well, at least they try to paint that narrative to make it hard for the sheep people or the goyim, as they call it, you know, to see things. Because the goyim, they're up under deception just like the children of Israel are up under deception. Right? The only people that's in the know is the meat on the left and the meat on the right.
Hey, and that's a good point too. That's the vibration on the planet Earth. The least know who we are. These other nations, man, they see us as nothing. And literally, they're gonna see us as that until the Lord makes it manifest who we are, man.
Jeremiah 2:11 says, as the nations change their gods, which are yet no gods, but my people have changed their glory to that which profited not. They can change their glory from that profited not. As trusting him, and he starts going for all these festivities and Halloween and Christmas. What is that doing for you, man? Other than getting you to spend more money in their system, you make some money right there. Statistically, you niggas are the number one buyers and number one consumers and the least producers. Are you producing all this money for these other nations? And everything you do, every holiday, you the main one in that bitch buying up all the costumes and all the witch hats and all that shit, man. They just using it. Be astonished, O you heaven. That's it. And be horribly afraid, be waters now. Use them out systems, broken systems that can hold no water. Right? So you aren't getting any benefits from this society, yet you keep putting all those gifts into this, man.
Isaiah 20, you can break it down, brother. Isaiah 23:16. Right into what you said. It says, take it heart, which we're doing. What's the heart? An instrument, right? Go about the city. Do we not redo that? Beginning with the apostles. Thou harlot that has been forgotten. Who is that? That's why our servers and these heathens are able to look at us and be like, these people are aliens. They're not chosen. Who the fuck are these people? Who are these savages? Right? All right, Isaiah 23:16. Take it heart. Go about the city, thou harlot that has been forgotten. Make sweet melody. Sing many songs that thou mayest be remembered. That's what we're supposed to be. I said, we was gonna break it down. But that's what we're supposed to be doing, man. You don't supposed to be doing this the energy y'all give to the heathens on behalf of my brethren that we're bringing out, man. You know, the only ass that's supposed to be getting kisses, Yahweh Shai, man. He's according to the scriptures. Let me read it again. It says, take it heart, go about the city, thou harlot that has been forgotten. Make sweet melody, sing many songs that thou mayest be remembered. That's how you kiss the son, lest he be angry, man. Because if the Lord's anger come on us, what's going to happen? You're going to join the 2/3 club, and you're going to have to come back and Hebrew huggies. You know? So do you want this entire struggle that we're going through, this entire fight, right? We're in the worst captivity, but yet it's the best time to be living in, right? You want all this to be for naught, right? You want this, you want it to mean something at the end of the day, man. So my thing is, we already slaves, right? The nations already hate us, right? What's the worst y'all can do? I mean, they don't like you no motherfucker. So why try to cater to people that have shown you time and time again that they don't give a fuck about you? They want you off the face of the earth, man. And you got men out here sighing and crying day in, day out, telling the children of Israel that the Lord loves you, that you're the greatest people on the face of the earth. And that's also Stockholm syndrome. Because when you got Stockholm syndrome, if your mouse ain't beating that ass, you feel like he don't love you, man. Straight up. And that's the reason why you don't respect the Lord. Because he's not going across y'all back with a whip. You know, the Lord not putting, you know, ultimately Yahweh Shai controls all things. But we having a right hand versus left hand conversation. Rightly speaking, the Lord ain't causing none of these forces to be put in those that love him. You see what I'm saying? So Esau actually requires a hell of a lot. It requires more to be a wicked nigga than it does to be a man of the Lord. If you really sit back and think about it, that's why people say, well, the law is not grievous, man. Right? The law actually, it opens up your mind, it opens up your understanding, it opens up your perspective, and it fucking makes you feel better. It makes you healthy. So why would you trade that kind? That's quality love. That's what the Lord was like when you was in my house. You know, it's a precept. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get the precept. I'm just paraphrasing it, but the Lord was like, he was using the harlot as an example, which was Israel, saying that I had it better when I was with my first love. But she left her first love, right? The way the nation of Israel left the Lord, and you tried to seek another way with the Babylonians, they dropped it on your head, right? You tried to seek it with the Persians, the Greeks, the Romans, the Assyrians, the Egyptians, every other nation outside of this book that you go to, right? What they do? They drop their nuts on you. That's what they do. So in 2021, right? It's safe enough to say, that's why the Lord said, why should I stricken eat anymore, man? The Lord ain't trained. The Lord don't plan on putting his people in no more captivities, no more, okay? If you're not on board with this truth, you still want to go and give life to the image of this fucking beast, It's over with for you on this side. You're just gonna have to come back in those diapers. Okay? All right, y'all better go ahead on this.
Ezekiel 33 and verse 30, it says, also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, every one to his brother, saying, come, I pray you, hear what is the word that cometh forth from the Lord. And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will do them not. It said, for with their,
Hey, like I say, we're all on the highways and byways, from Apostle down to Lisa, with good music, good understanding, good knowledge, good truth, playing off that good heart, that good instrument, man, which is this word, telling you people the gospel, which is the good news, telling you people the mysteries, all right, breaking it down for you to take you from sick to healthy with this truth, man. And you still talk against us. You hear the word, you see these things going on, but you're not applying. You're not taking it seriously. All right, you got it.
that with their mouth they shew much love, but their heart goes after their covenant.
That's right. You saying it with that lip service. Oh man, well, what y'all doing is a good thing. I see y'all, man. Shalom. I see y'all on the highways and byways, man. It take a lot to be out there, man. I wish I could do it. But then what?
But you full of that juice right now to keep your job, man. And it said, and their heart goeth after covenant. And it said, and lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument. Where they hear thy words, but they do them not.
A very lovely song, man. So that's what this truth is, man. It replenishes you. It builds you up from your lower state. Because Jacob's low, man. Jacob's thinking on a very low vibration. All right? This truth changes all that for you, man. Elevates your mind. Takes you from sick to healthy. All of these words, man. And Jake still does not want to apply to it. Still seeking after Esau and his solution. Which you got it, man.
Nah, I got you back too whenever you're ready.
You can do that.
All right, this Hosea chapter 2. And there you go, brother. And 5, it says, but their mother have played the harlot. She that conceived them have done shamefully. For she said, I will go after my lovers, Esau, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jake loved Ham too. They all into that African bullshit, you know what I'm saying? All right. It says, for she said, I will go after my lovers that give me my bread and my water, my wool and my flax, my oil and my drink, right?
My WIC, my EBT, my pestilence relief package, my stimulus check. Y'all talking about the law coming to store America. That ain't stopping my 2-week check gotta come in.
Girl, them niggas been saying that shit for over 10 years, girl.
And you see what I've been doing in the 10 years past. I've been getting this money. I've been working. I've been building up my retirement, my 401k. That's what these people think of. That's why the Most High said he needs the foolishness to teach you.
Right, bro.
Because we out here on the highways about we the least you would expect, but we will have the most knowledge. Y'all wouldn't with that now.
Right. Verse 6. Therefore, behold, I will hedge up thy way with thorns and make a wall that she shall not find her path.
That's right. All that shit that you gave, that wax, that corn, that all that you was giving to Esau, man, all those things are gonna confound you and surround you and destroy you, man, lead to your downfall and demise. And his main thing is this juice right now, man, because we know that leads up to Revelation 13 and 16.
That's that fake love.
Fake love.
See, your lover has presented you with this juice that you believe is out of love. You think he's giving you this juice to save you, to lengthen your lifespan, to make you healthier. So you continue to build the lifestyle that you wanted for your kids and so on and so forth, to uphold that American dream. That's what they're telling you, right? But in actuality, what are they doing?
Taking advantage of
Killing your ass. That's why the Lord says, he says, I will hedge up thy way with thorns and make a wall that she shall not find her path. You're doing this shit in hopes to find a way, in hopes to be in a better position. The Lord specifically said he's going to throw all of these fucking walls of the devil, stumbling blocks, what's another we always say, devices, devices of the devil, or whatever like that. That's the Lord ultimately doing all of this shit to make sure you fucking 2/3 get what's prescribed for y'all ass, man. Straight up. So guess what? That juice is not gonna save you. Let's say the Bible. That's a trap. Look at the That's a trap. So it says, and she shall follow after her lovers, but shall not overtake them. And she shall seek them, but shall not find them. Then shall she say, I will go and return to my first husband, which is who? Yahweh, right? But then was it better with me than now? But it's gonna be too fucking late. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this. The Lord had to shake up the house of Israel for the elect to get with it. Right? But the difference between the elect and 2/3, when the Lord put hell on one of his men, what are they gonna do?
You're right.
They're gonna get their mind right. They're gonna repent. They're gonna seek and say, okay, Lord, what do we as a nation go off at? And what can we as a nation do, to get back in good standings with you? And the Lord said, okay, follow my commandments. I come in the volume of the book. So the Lord is telling you, okay, son, all your answers is in the Bible right here. But what do our people want to do? We want what they call America's laws, the Constitution. The Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the amendments. You give more of a fuck about that than your own 613. Okay? So the Lord is showing y'all that this so-called what they call them again? Constitution and all that bullshit that y'all is gonna fucking kill y'all ass, man. All right? So it says, for she did not know that I gave her corn and wine and oil, and multiplied her silver and gold, which they prepared for Baal. And that's talking about when the Lord had us at the fucking top. Okay? I'm not going to say we was the Esau of the old world, but we had the power Esau got in the old fucking world. We had the scepter in the old world. And what did y'all do? You gave that power up. You allowed your enemies to come in, which the Lord was behind the whole thing. You allowed your enemies to come in, undermine your ass, right? Next thing you know, years later, you they slaves. You got it, huh?
This is Ezekiel 16.
Real? Yeah. 12.
Kind. You can start that.
This is Ezekiel 16:12. All right. Ezekiel, I just let's read 20. To Ezekiel 16:20. It said, moreover, thou hast taken thy sons and thy daughters, whom thou hast born unto me, and these hast thou sacrificed unto them to be devoured.
Right, and when you dress up your kids for Halloween, when you take part in the society, when you take that jab, man, you set up your children and yourself to be devoured, man.
Right, bro. They're technically already devoured.
That's right, huh?
God, is this of thy whoredoms a small matter, that thou hast slain my children and delivered them to cause them to pass through the fire for them?
Right, because you put more hell on them, man, by making them cater to these holidays. Take that jab in the long run, man, because you're destroying them. You're destroying them by the philosophies, putting the philosophies in them, all right, and turning them further and further away from the Lord, all right, or you literally letting them put this juice in them, man. That's gonna destroy them, man.
Quick hit, just to back up your point you were making, just like emphasize on this Leviticus 26 and 38. It says, and ye shall perish among the heathen, and the land of your enemies shall eat you up. Now, we were going into the Halloween, all that, the different ways of life that they cater into this society. That's spiritually being eaten up, man. Because you being consumed. Consumed means to what? To devour whatever. So you're being consumed into this Western society, man. Into this Edomite system. Right? Y'all don't think of it as being destroyed, but spiritually, you're being devoured. You're being destroyed. Y'all better got it.
It's Lamentations 1:2. She weepeth sore in the night, and her tears are on her cheeks. Among all her lovers, she have none to comfort her.
There you go.
All her friends have dealt treacherously with her.
Hey, man, look, everybody, when you go into Nebuchadnezzar's image, before any of the children of Israel went into captivity, from the gold to the iron and part clay toes, from the gold to the toes. Nebuchadnezzar's image, right? Daniel 2. Of all those heathen nations, how did it all start off? Us doing what? Whoring after these nations, man. Go ahead, out.
They are become her enemy.
That's right. And now you're their slaves. Okay? So if you're a slave to somebody, do we have to spell out what an enemy is? I'm not going to enslave my brother, my mother, my father. I'm going to enslave an enemy. Period. You don't enslave those you love. You enslave those you hate. That was it, huh? All right.
You can jump to 28, sure.
It's Ezekiel 16:28. It says, "Thou hast played the whore also with the Syrians,"
right? Which is the who? That's talking about Esau, man. The modern day Esau, man. Playing the whore. And like the elder said, Israel taking the same route before they get put in captivity. Whore and all. So that means to tell you what, you breaking something, all right? The Most High told you to do this, you're doing that. Therefore, you get put in slavery. And that's easy to spot, man. But our people cannot see that. You got it, God.
It said, "Because thou was unsatiable, yea, thou hast played the harlot with them, and thou yet couldst not be satisfied."
So all this energy, all your power, all your glory, you gave it to the heathen, you gave it to strangers and set them over you, and you still not satisfied, man. You took this poison, you went out and indoctrinated yourself in Esau's educational system, his religious system, and you still not satisfied, man. You still don't know the name of the Lord. You still don't know your nationality. You still don't know that you got a pale, pasty, translucent Edomite that's trying to destroy you, man. And it's like, the Most High is going to slap you in the face, though, man, with the prophecy. Literally, when that domino effect of these prophecies start happening, then you're going to know.
The quick hit. 1 Samuel 8:18. You can break it down straight to it, all right? "And ye shall cry out in the day because of your king, which ye have chosen." Right? "And the Lord Yahweh will not hear you in that day." Just like it's going into Saul or whatever. But Saul was a wicked king, right?
Right.
So let's look at Esau. It's not Esau, a king in the earth.
Yeah.
Pertaining to Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who's the wicked? Esau. So the Lord made him king in this earth. And that's what happens to you Israelites. When you choose a king outside of then the king that the Lord got ordained for your ass, man. All right? That was it.
And that's written in the law.
And see, the Lord will not hear you in that day. Talk to your fucking Edomite king.
Yeah.
Talk to Esau. The Lord don't want to hear it.
Talk to your physicians that you put so much trust in, man. That you go down to Egypt to help for. Bring it out, man.
Ezekiel 16:29. "Thou hast moreover multiplied thy fornication in the land of Canaan unto Chaldea, and yet thou wast not satisfied herewith."
Right. You multiply your fornications in the land of Canaan, dealing with all these types of nations, all right? And you were still not satisfied. The Lord keeps showing you different ways, man. You doing this, you giving all your energy, all your power, and you still not satisfied, man. You still lacking. But what you lacking? You lacking the Lord. You lacking that husband, man. Yahweh Shai, man. That whore bride, but guess what? The Most High has virgins out here, man. All right, the men of the Lord, the hopeful elect, that bridegroom, all right, who's going to meet that bride. You got it out.
"How weak is thine heart, saith the Lord Yahweh, seeing thou doest all these things, the work of an imperious, whorish woman."
The work of an imperious whorish woman, and I want to get that word imperious. It says assuming power or authority without justification. And that's what you 2/3 do. You assume the power, but they take a covering, but not underneath. You assume that power under Esau, but you're not justified and backed by the Most High in doing it. That's why you're not going to be satisfied. You're taking the route that Esau gave you, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, but forget what the Most High says. They've been talking about that. I'm going to go for the quick and easy fix.
Yeah.
And guess what? You're going to get that quick and easy indignation too.
Yeah.
You got it.
Can I hit it with the contrary though?
You got it.
How those that stand firm, hand in hand what you say. Isaiah 41:17. Because why are they going to what they're going to go run into him for? And not going to find
benefits,
security, benefits, answers. when them side effects start kicking in on their ass and all that, right? But let's see who the Lord is trying to get. Isaiah 41:17. This is called a solution. Okay? That's why we're doing this to get this solution versus that to get, I don't even want to put that, to get that solution, you know? That liquid solution. All right, Isaiah 41:17, it says, when the poor and needy, the real poor and needy, seek water, and there is none, and their tongue faileth for thirst, I, Yahweh, will hear them. I, the power of Yasharallah, will not forsake them. I will open rivers in high places, fountains in the midst of the valleys. I will make the wilderness a pool of water, and the dry land springs of water. You know? And it's going all the way down, but let me get to the point. All right, verse 20 says, they that may see and know and consider and understand together that the hand of Yahweh have done this, and the Holy One of Yasharallah have created it, man. Okay? Period. And that's what it's about. We give all that glory to who? Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. That's why we serve him. That's why we look to him for answers. Through the Spirit. The reason why y'all people are so what can I say, in so much of a disbelief is because it's a scripture that goes into some people believe by what it say, the Greek seek about the knowledge, and it says the Jews seek about the, you gotta get it what it say. Yeah, Jews seeking for a sign or whatever. It's like Israel got that I gotta see it to believe it type shit. You don't have faith. You don't have that faith. That's why it's so easy for the heathens to exploit y'all, man. Because you don't stand for nothing.
You got nothing to look forward to.
You just a bunch of strong, fast motherfuckers, man. With big asses and titties.
Can't get right.
You know, waiting for another heathen nation to come tell your ass what to do. You know? Go ahead.
When somebody of your kind come tell you the truth, you've been indoctrinated and manipulated so much that you don't want to hear nothing your own people say, because you got to have the so-called white man step or approval to believe in his law. That's what you call Stockholm syndrome, man. And self-hate. Like, you know, when we grew up in this society, and we read all these history books and they teach us all this science book and shit, nobody never questioned history. Nobody never questioned what we were taught, right? All right? An intelligent person asks questions, right? Can we agree on that?
That's right.
All right. Now, why do they get intelligent? All right. Have you ever heard our people coming against the Big Bang Theory, all of Darwinism, evolution, all that shit you saw brought out, right? But when we come out with these truth of the scriptures, they want to become researchers. Oh, it sounds good, but I gotta go and study. I gotta go research. All right, that's how you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be studious what you learn, like the Church of the Real. But why you don't do that when Master tell you something?
Right.
When Master come tell you anything, you take it as law. All right, if we was pushing some juice, the same juice he pushing, they don't want to know the ingredients and everything, right? But Master bring out the juice, and what? They eat it up like gumbo, man.
Oh, you don't have to heat it up. I eat it cold.
Yeah.
Just to devour it, man.
Yeah.
And we see jakes like that all the time. They come with that wisdom of the world. That's why I'm going to bring this out real quick, guys.
That's the vast majority of our people.
Yeah. That wisdom of the world puffing them up. But that's deceitful. It's 1 Corinthians 1. I'm going to start at 21. It says, this is the one you quote, this is back in your pre-Carver. It says, for after that, in the wisdom of Yahweh, the world by wisdom knew not Yahweh. It pleased Yahweh by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe.
That said that we got to go out here and tell y'all that this planet was created. You know?
Yeah.
That humans didn't just come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That the universe didn't just, what they call it, the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, two rocks
just collided some atoms or something. So where the atoms come from?
Yeah.
It just out of nowhere. So the fact that we got to come tell y'all that's why the scripture says the foolishness of teaching or preaching. We got to come tell you all. We got to break down the grass is green and then the sky is blue for y'all.
Esau's the devil.
But you so goddamn caught into this society to where, what rules y'all? What the white boys say. Well, according to the Darwinism, or according to this, or we learned in science, or we learned into that, I don't agree with the Bible all the way, but you using the so-called white man's dogma to make your motherfucking points. You see what I'm saying?
It said, for the Jews require a sign, and the Greeks seek after wisdom.
That's right, man. And guess what? Y'all are in that both of them mentalities, man. You want to see it, or either you want proof. One of the two. Faith is just too high for you motherfuckers, man. You know? And that's what the Lord is going to reward his men, because the scripture says, blessed is he that believes that have not seen, man. Y'all got to see some type of sign, or you got to do some type of research and see what the, what the schematics got, all that bullshit.
On some real shit, when you study the scriptures and the way it was taught to us is funneled through secular history, it's damn near you. It's like, I know we got to have faith. We believe that Yahweh shall gonna crack the cow, but the information that's presented to us by the elders is proven. It's like, you can see it.
And that's why I said about the foolishness of preaching. Because it said that, like we have, as Israelites, the Lord don't give a fuck about what the other nations think. But it's foolish. It's foolish that we have to come teach you motherfuckers this, man. So that's what the Lord said about the foolishness of teaching. Like, I gotta tell the gods of this earth that they're the gods of the earth. I gotta tell my own fucking people that they're my people. I gotta tell the most favorite nation on the earth that they're the most favorite nation on the earth. And they're not gonna believe me because science says otherwise. Science says that we come from Neanderthal. So I don't believe that Adam and Eve story because science says otherwise. I don't believe in 12,000 BC because science says 10 million BC. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, I can say it.
And that's right. They got faith in Esau, they'll believe something in Esau society without seeing it. But when it comes to the word of the Lord, that counts. And it says, but we preach Yahweh Mashiach crucified unto the Jews a stumbling block and unto the Greeks foolishness.
Right, and it is. And why is it a stumbling block? And that's going back to the circumcised and the uncircumcised. All Israelites, the Jews and the Greeks, in this case, it's talking about all Israelites by blood, right? But what was the difference? It was the social status. If you have the circumcision, right? They thought they already had it figured out. They were trying to just keep the laws for show. Do this, do that, circumcision that, this, that, but they wasn't doing it. You see what I'm saying? And when you look at the Greeks, they was all Hellenized. All right? They was all into philosophy. We got to philosophize our way to find this answer. There's Socrates and what the other one is, Plato and all this old. We got to be like those guys. And that's the same mentality that y'all have today. You would rather seek everything but what thus said the Lord, and the scriptures tell you that he makes it plain upon the table. Like, you really have to be taught the so-called white man is the devil? Slavery that goddamn strong? And you know the answer to that? Yes. That's why the scripture says with the foolishness of preaching. We got to come out here and tell you these things that's supposed to fucking be obvious. Go ahead.
It's a Google definition of the word solution. Right? It says a means of solving a problem or dealing with a difficult situation with the correct answer to a puzzle. Right? So that's what we come to give you, man. That there's an answer to your problem. Right? It says answer, result, resolution, a way out, a key, a guide, a clue, or a pointer. Right? So these are all guiding you towards this truth, man. We can actually prove things that we preach about. We don't have to go into right on the spot and have them kind of go into the molecules of this atom or
whatnot. I'm going to tell you what we preach. Back you up. Right? Go ahead. Make your point. I'm going to go into what we preach.
Not go into all the molecules and have the specific technical evidences because we have that faith, man. But our faith can be proven.
Go ahead. Let me go ahead. I bought out like 2 precepts.
This is a real quick one, man. Begging you up. It said, it's Habakkuk 2:2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon the tables that he that read it may run.
Plain means make it simple, man. Period. That don't mean simple as in being simple, being foolish, but it just make it simple, make it easy for the children of Israel to understand. That's all. Make it plain upon the table. And guess what? The Lord have done that. He have got his men, beginning with the apostles, all the way down, man, to make it plain upon the table. That's how we're able to know we're Israelites, right? Esau is the devil, right? The wiles of the devil, the devices of the devil. We can break all those things down, go into secular history, we can go through all of those things because through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, it was made plain upon the tables when it was given to us and when it was taught to us. Right? So we, in turn, we do the same thing. So as Israelites, according to the Bible, you don't have an excuse, man. You don't have an excuse whatsoever. Okay? If I tell you the greatest person in the world and you don't want to believe that, and I'm the creator that told you that, hey, that's on your body. You'd rather be a slave than a God, that's on your body, man. You know, the Lord gonna have to kill you, and you're gonna have to come back as a baby to be reborn in the right mind. That's sad. You know what I'm saying? Well, okay, that was it. I got one right here. All right, this is Isaiah 41 and 22. Well, I'm starting at 21. It says, produce your cause, says Yahweh. Bring forth your strong reasons, said the King of Jacob. Bring them to who? Plead your case to who though? Yahweh. Not to Esau. To Yahweh, right? Because when you need a solution, you just brought that up. When you need a solution to something, you have to go to the source of that which can provide that answer. You see what I'm saying? That's why our people go to Esau, because for the past 500 years, who's been providing a solution for the 2/3? All right? He give y'all that Cadillac, you know what I'm saying? He give you them tattoos. He give you that what they call that shit for females, that sew in, and he give you them sew ins. You know, he give you all that. He give you them STDs too. Yeah. Right? He give you all that American culture or whatever. So that's why y'all confide in him. But anyway, it says, produce your cause, saith Yahweh. Bring forth your strong reasons, said the King of Jacob, the real King of Jacob, okay? It says, let them bring them forth and show us what shall happen. Let them show the former things, what they be. Do we not do that? Do we not talk about the things that are going to happen? Talk about the past. What led us, what got us as a nation in this predicament, and what we can do differently so we don't end up in the same fucking situation again, right? It says, what they be, that we may consider them and know the latter end of them and declare us things for the come. Show the things that are to come hereafter, that we may know that ye are gods, do good or do evil, that we may be dismayed and behold it together. You know? And that's why, and that's what we come out. When the brother was saying that was me backing you up earlier, when you was like, you was contrasting what their message is versus what our message is. What their solution is versus what our solution is, man. And our solution is simple. Come back to your law, statutes, commandments. Come back to your nationality. Come back to Yahweh and his son Yahushua. That's all. That's simple. You were a nation prior to going into slavery. Negro, Latino, so-called Native Americans. Y'all were a nation of people. Y'all ruled people. Y'all ruled over nations. Y'all built fucking the wonders of the earth to this day. Esau's still trying to figure out how the nation of Israel did the shit they did, man. But that's not good enough for you. You want to go be a goddamn janitor or some shit, man. Over a fucking king. Now, I'm not saying nothing wrong. I mean, we're slaves, so whatever kind of work you got, but spiritually speaking, man, spiritually speaking, you people are comfortable being
Doctor or lawyer, you're a fucking slave.
There you go.
Yeah.
You paid mega bucks, you're a fucking slave. You ain't ruling nothing. You ain't putting no laws in the earth. You ain't commanding nothing. In that 7 day, man, we was ruling.
Right, man. It said rest, and it would mean we was doing 1,000 years now.
Yeah.
You really think the Lord will sleep for 1,000 years? That's what Christianity teach, though. Christianity pushed that he literally, I'm not gonna say he was asleep, but that he rested. Just on some old, recliner chair type shit. And resting is what we're gonna do in our kingdom.
Scriptures say Solomon had rest from all his enemies. But was Solomon sleeping? No, he was fucking old. 800, 700 concubines.
Solomon was lording over the world, man.
Yeah, building palaces.
Great,
People bringing him tribute. That's what we call rest. You know, he had no controversy with the nations coming against him. They were all in submission. That's rest. Ruling.
So Romans 16 and 19 said, "For your obedience is come abroad unto all men. I am glad that for your behalf." From this point right here, it said, "But yet I would have you wise unto that which is good and simple concerning evil." Because evil is simple, just like good is simple, man. The things we teach are simple. They ain't complicated. They ain't too deep. Right? It ain't complicated or too deep to understand what wickedness is, man.
It's John 5 and 2 and 3. It says, for this is the love of the Most High, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments are not grievous. For whatsoever is born of the Most High overcometh the world, and this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith. So it takes faith, all right, to be a part of this thing, man. To not see Yahushua yet, but to know that we're eventually going to see Him, man. To see the brothers, and they taking on a likeness of Yahushua, a likeness of this book, man, a likeness of the truth, and clinging on to that for dear life. Man. It takes a certain amount of faith to do that. What you got, man?
I got your precept on the Rashi Bob. This is 1 Corinthians 2 and 1. And I, brethren, when I came to you, came not with excellency of speech or of wisdom declaring unto you the so like, let me start over. And I, brethren, when I came unto you, came not with excellency of speech. That means, you know how these Edomites talk?
Yeah, be articulate and
$1 million words. He came just speaking plainly where everybody could understand it. Because this is such thing as even when we teach it, man, you can be too deep for a brother just coming in. So when a brother just come in, you just give the basics where he can understand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't give him beat to a baby.
Yeah. Or of wisdom, declaring unto you the testimony of Yahweh. So brothers just made it plain on tables. With the Spirit made it plain on tables. But when you come in as a baby, it's easy, man. It's easy. It's not complex.
Because you don't really got nothing that you got to fight off. It's a wide open vessel ready to be used. You know what I'm saying? But it's like when you come out of the world, like for a lot of us did, you know, we had the world and shit in it. Like, the first part of our truth was what? Casting off that old man, bringing on that new man, you know? Versus just being a wide open vessel. Just, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be straight with it.
I'm going to go down to verse 4. And my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdom. He said, man, I just came to you speaking basic, giving you the basic.
Common sense, bro.
Common fucking sense.
Plain.
But in demonstration of the Spirit and of power.
And you know what's so crazy? That's exactly what Bob said. That's exactly what Sarnetta said. I'm not giving no credit to this nigga name or nothing like that. We don't what's the word? We don't subscribe to none of that bullshit. But what he pointed out is that he was like, of all the groups, not saying that we needed validation either. He was like, of all the groups, he was like, GMS are the only ones that teach the Bible as it is written. Right? Then he went into, now this is a man that ain't got shit to do with the Hebrew Israelites, right? And he was able to understand the little rape thing that they had a couple years ago with rope of light and all them. This somebody that ain't got shit to do with the Hebrew Israelite movement, but he was able to put two and two together just because the apostles were able to make that subject plain upon the table when you got all these other cats, so-called Israelites, they're just running all over the board trying to bend, just to say, oh, it's not in the Bible.
They understood. They won.
But he saw them for their bullshit. They exposed themselves trying to.
No, this
you see what I'm saying?
They understood it when the elders broke it down out the scriptures. And they was like, all right, that makes sense. We understand. Ancient world. That's how it was. But they was like, well, rape is bad. Then they put on the 20th century.
Westernized. That was what I'm saying.
But they still understood it from a scripture.
But they was being demons, though.
But my point is, You got Israelites that don't get it, and they got it. You know, like you got Israelites that really don't get it. Get that matter. And it's simple.
And I say that to say how plain it is upon the table to what somebody like Sarnetta, a whole bystander outside of the sanctuary, can put 2 and 2 together, man. So why are you other guys that's professing and proclaiming to actually be Hebrew Israelites, why you can't get there? You see what I'm saying? So that's just a small example of making things plain upon the fucking table, man. We know what it means to forcefully take something. That don't necessarily mean a human being, you know, or this or that, or whatever it means. But if you're going to use the scriptures to validate something, you got to say it as it is written. You can't bring the scripture out and then put your own little curve on it. And when it starts getting away from what the scripture's saying, you try to turn back in that lane and make it, nah, man. Period. So the Lord is starting to do it slowly but for surely to where all of the people who were just a bystander, just watching, right, are starting to come to that conclusion, that same conclusion that Sarnetta is on. Like, man, GMS, man, like, how can you not see that though? When you look at ISUBK, right? They out here promoting their juice. IUIC, juice. What's the other one I know about? Them two main two. They be talking and shit and stuff like that. What do they got in common? Right? So being that if you got to comply with the government, if the government says it's mandatory to take something, in order for you to continue to benefit off that 501c3 charter, what happens?
You gotta compromise.
And if you don't compromise, you're supposed to be seeing videos about Nathan 7 or what his name telling y'all how corrupt the government is. They ain't made those videos yet. Because guess what? The materialism and the vainglory is more important to them than telling y'all the truth. Even if it means risking their livelihood or risking their job or risking their worldly connections. That's more important to them than just coming out here. Something that's made plain in the scriptures, like the Lord's name, for instance. You can't tell me Nathan 7 don't know the Lord's name when he got videos of him breaking it down. So my question is, what happened in your life course to make you wake up one morning and say, you know what, Yahweh Shai, that's not the Lord's name. That sounds like a sellout to me, bro. I'm just saying. You call it Ace faith. You see what I'm saying? So all roads, when you come to spiritually speaking, all them left-hand roads lead to fucking wrong, man. Any road outside of the law, statutes, commandments, and a course in which the Lord gave us is gonna lead you to fucking destruction, man. Period. You know what I'm saying? You can't philosophize your way in here. You can't bribe your way in here. You have to believe your way in this, man. You gotta be willing to die your way in this. You know? And then a lot of times when you do make that step over, you start really seeing, you really start experiencing hell. Because you know what hell is. It's not that the Lord turning it up on you. You just realizing shit for what it really is, man. I've been a fucking fool. I've been blind on all these years, man. God damn, I am a slave. God damn, man, we all fucked up in this society, man. That's from the men of the Lord through the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, making it plain to what any fucking body can see this and not have an argument against it or no fucking excuse why they can't be a part of it, man. Period. You know? But go ahead, huh?
All right, it's Jeremiah 5:25. It says, "Your iniquities have turned away these things, and your sin hath withholden good things from you." I'll read down to the point. It's among my people are found wicked men. They laid wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap. They catch men. All right, you set these traps through the things that you teach. To keep it simple, man. All these lies that you push for the so-called white man, taking those bribes, taking that corn purse, and it says, "And as a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit. Therefore they are become great and waxen rich." All right, that's all you other people that have compromised for this juice, man. You have completely compromised all your integrity so you can fly out to another state and preach over there, or fly out to another country and preach over there.
Preach it to heathen.
They are waxing fat. They shine. Right? So you're doing good on this society, man. You were so-called winning in this society. Yea, they overpassed the deeds of the wicked. Right? Because the deeds of the wicked are meant to be wicked, man. The Israelites are not meant to be wicked. Of course, you got the 2/3 amongst them, but you were meant to be a righteous people. All right, so you got more to lose. Esau ain't in a covenant with the Most High.
Ultimately, we created to be. Ultimately, you're right. We are a righteous nation in the end. We gonna all win in the end. But right now,
He's a die right now.
Yeah.
They judge not the cause of the fatherless, right? Of the real men out here sighing and crying. They don't judge that cause. They don't consider this to be anything important. Every time you hear one of these other camps going in on GMS, they ain't talking about nothing. They just doing bad out here. Right? That's all you get from it, because you were completely based on how well you're doing in this society. So that's the only thing you can talk about. Right? And it says, yet they prosper in the right of the needy, do they not judge? Because you compromise, man.
Real quick, and this Yahushua speaking Luke 6:24. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation. Woe unto you that are full, for you shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for you shall mourn and weep. Because that's the end result, man. You're gonna mourn. You're doing good. You're in a good case right now. Seems to be you taking this juice. You're back on the job. You're getting that 2-week check. You're paying your bills. You're seeming like you're okay, all right. But you're gonna mourn and weep when that time comes, man. Because the Lord is preserving you, man, for that judgment. And He's gonna wreak havoc and hell on you Israelites, man. This is gonna be 70 AD on the book of Acts on steroids, man. The second Exodus, man. The scriptures tell you through much tribulation we shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, man. Right, man. Most times we think everything manifests.
Right. I got one right here. This is Joel 2:17. It says, "Let the priests, the ministers of Yahweh." Now we talk about solution, right? Everything we start something off with the problem, right? Right. Go through all the list of the problems that the nation of Israel is having, right? But what they always say, okay, where's the solution? And that's what Negroes always say.
They do.
Okay, we hear all that y'all saying. So what's the solution? What's the all in all? Okay, we got you. Joel 2, then 17, it says, "Let the priests and the ministers of Yahweh weep between the porch and the altar, and let them say, spare thy people, O Yahweh, and give not thine inheritance to reproach." Right? Is that not what we out here doing? Do we want to be a fucking reproach among the heathen? You see what I'm saying?
Right,
The elect is in the right mind. This is the conversation the elect is out here fighting for. We're fighting for the real solution. The solution is being freed from one state of being a fucking slave, right?
Right.
And being taken up to be the fucking the ruling nation or the ruling class of this fucking planet, man. That's the solution, right? But let me finish it off. It says, "And let them say, spare thy people, O Yahweh, and give not thine inheritance to reproach, that the heathen should rule over them." So your main mindset as a man of the Lord is to not consent unto these fucking heathens so that they can rule over you. Okay? So that's one solution that y'all went against. Okay? You got this shit all up inside of you now. We're not talking about words and laws no more. We talking about biological shit now. We talking about biology. That's a whole nother level of wickedness and shit you got to deal with. Right? So it says, "And let them say, spare thy people, O Yahweh, and give not thine inheritance to reproach, that the heathen should rule over them. Wherefore should they say among the people, where is their God?" Right? "Then will Yahweh be jealous for his land and pity his people." Right? Yeah. Yahweh will answer and say unto his people, his elect, those that are sighing and crying for the abomination thereof. Right? He will say to his people, and Yahweh will answer and say unto his people, "Behold, I will send you corn and wine and oil, and ye shall be satisfied therewith. And I will no more make you a reproach among the heathen."
This sounds like answers to me.
Right.
This sounds like salvation. This sounds like a power taking me out of a fucking slave position and put me at the top.
Yeah.
That's what we mean. Oh shit. Let me brighten the screen down. Hold on. There you go. Okay, we at 5%. We good right now, but we make finish this point and then we close it off. So it says, and I will no more make you a reproach among the heathen, but I will remove all from you, right? Which we come into this time right now, right? Today. This can happen at any fucking moment. But I will remove all from you the northern army, America, right? And will drive them into a land barren and desolate, which is the Middle East. And it's faced toward the East Sea, right? Mediterranean, because Americans are coming from where? The Western Hemisphere. So his backside is, we call the Hinterpart, but they going to that. So if you're coming from the Western Hemisphere, going towards the Middle East, what's the most popular fucking sea right there? Every ancient culture used to use that body of ocean, what they call it, Mediterranean or whatever. That was like the most popular part of water, body of water, in the ancient known world. You see what I'm saying? Before they were crossing over the Atlantic and the Pacific and shit.
Trade, do business and commerce.
Right. That's why all the seafaring nations and shit was doing all their commerce and shit. Right? And today, the Middle East is still there today.
In fact, that motherfucker, they still it. Because they say that they was blocking
there.
The Suez Canal, what you mean to say though?
When they blocking the Mediterranean, where the army, the Navy, shit was blocking.
Well, yes, the Suez Canal flows into the Mediterranean. All that shit. The shit from, I mean, that's the Mediterranean. North, you got Egypt right here to the south, right? You got Europe to the north, right? You got what they call the Fertile Crescent to the east of it. So these are all main popular trading nations, of their time or whatever like that, even up to today. The point we're making is, let me finish off. But this is the point. It says, all right, verse 20. Joel 2:20. I will remove far from you the northern army and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face, which is the valley of Jehoshaphat, right? With his face toward the east sea, right? Mediterranean, his hinder part, his backside, coming from the western hemisphere, the utmost part of the nation, right? What's the greatest body of water you gotta fucking cross before you get over here? The Atlantic Ocean, right? I mean, that's playing upon the table, man. Right? And it says, and his hinder part towards the utmost sea, the Atlantic Ocean, and his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he have done great things. Fear not, old man, talking to us. Be glad and rejoice, for Yahweh will do great things. Be not afraid, ye beasts of the field, for the pastures of the wilderness do spring. For the tree bear her fruit, and the fig tree and the vine do yield their strength. Be glad, ye children of Zion, and rejoice in Yahweh your power. For he hath given you the former rain moderately, and he will cause to come down for you the rain, the former rain, and the latter rain in the first one. And the flood, and this is going into how the Lord is going to bless people, man, put us back on the top, man. Okay? That's the solutions that the Bible presents for us. It tells us that we're going to not be slaves anymore, that we're going to be the rulers of this land. What other solution do we need? What's the main problem with Israel? We're in subjection under the heat. So when you speak salvation, outside of that spiritual salvation that the Lord Yahushua came to do the first time, salvation is literal, man. You can free the mind. Our minds are free spiritually, but physically we still in these goddamn shackles, man. Y'all bring the thing up here.
That's my lesson to it by giving everything honor and praise to you.
Honor
to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who keep well, Shalom, Baba, and Kwame Shah.
for me. I said, I love.